You have to forgive me if you hear a sound of a fan going off in the background. I'm actually grabbing the rest of the footage for the first episode of my Netflix-based review show, though that's not what I'm talking about today. Hey guys, KiraKennedy here with day 18 in my vlog Every Day in August challenge, and last night we recorded the latest episode of Mark My Words. We gave our predictions for SummerSlam 2016, which happens this Sunday, but the night before is something a little different. It is going to be the NXT, which is the NXT special, which NXT is the WWE's development ground. It's kind of like their minor leagues, kind of like their minor league teams. They'll be having their own special event live from the Barclays Center. It'll be NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2. And I figured, since I'm the only one on the podcast who actually regularly watches NXT, I would give my own predictions to what was going to happen in this match, during this event. So who was going to win what? Now, you may notice I have my phone here. That is because I've actually got I've got a page open that's got all the matches that have currently been announced for the pay-per-view. I doubt they're going to announce anything more with just 2 days left. NXT is usually really good about having all their matches ready to go before the card actually happens. But without any delay, let's get right into it. So first up, we have what is actually the latest match to have been announced. Ember Moon, the debuting Athena Reese, for those of you who are also fellow indie marks, will take on Billie Kay in a one-on-one match. Pretty easy here. Ember Moon's making her debut. There's a lot of fanfare behind her debuting. It's pretty obvious that she's going to come out on top here. After that, we actually have one of the first matches that was announced for this event. We have No Way Jose taking on the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries. This one is a little hard to call because I could see it going either way, but I'm gonna go with my gut here. Austin Aries is the more well-known wrestler. Personally, I find him more entertaining to watch than No Way Jose, but so I'm gonna go with Austin Aries picking up the win here. After that, we have a match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. The Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, taking on Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. This one, again, is very hard to call, because on the one hand, Gargano and Ciampa have been busting their asses in NXT for the better part of a year, even though they don't have official WWE contracts yet. But at the same time, the Revival had just won back the tag team titles, and I have a feeling that they're holding on to the titles for another team, maybe TM61, I don't know. But despite all that logic, I'm gonna go again with my gut here, and I'm gonna say Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, because Johnny Gargano is actually wrapping up a lot of his commitments on the independent scene, which makes me think he's signing a full-time WWE contract soon, which means Ciampa's probably on his way there as well. Up next, we have yet another singles match, and this was actually another one of the last matches to be added to the card. We have Andrade Cien Almas taking on the debuting Bobby Roode. And honestly, I'm going by my basic logic here. It's his debut. There was a lot of fanfare behind it, very similar to my reasoning behind Ember Moon winning. I'm going to say Bobby Roode picks up the win here, even though it's way too soon for Andrade Cien Almas to be losing any kind of matches, especially with the amount of fanfare he got for his debut back during NXT Takeover the End a couple months ago. After that, we have a match for the NXT Women's Championship. Bayley cashing in her rematch clause, taking on the current champion, Asuka. And honestly, Bayley's on her way up to the main roster. The writing's been on the wall since before Battleground, so I think it's pretty safe to say that Asuka's coming out on top here. I really don't even need to argue past that. It's basic wrestling logic. When you leave a promotion, or in this case, when you leave the development territory, you go out losing. Very few wrestlers get to go out on top. And finally, we come to our main event of the evening. Samoa Joe defending his NXT Championship against the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. You also notice I'm actually putting up I'm hoping I can look for the cards here that I can put up while I'm talking about it, and I'll edit in who I think is going to win. As for this, I think it's very clear who's going to be winning here, who's going to walk out of this match NXT champion. It's been clear for a while now. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura. Mainly because he's been completely dominating NXT since he debuted. And like Bayley, like a couple people I could say on this list, I'd say Samoa Joe is probably on his way up to the main roster soon. This is just a guess, but I think that's the case. So, those are my predictions for this Saturday's NXT Takeover Brooklyn Part 2. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your predictions for this match if you watch wrestling, more specifically NXT, and you've been invested in the build-up for this special event? Let me know in the comments below. But you can also follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter at KiraKennedyHNR, Tumblr at KiraKennedyHNR.tumblr.com, and of course you can always check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/KiraKennedyReviews. And as always, if you'd like to check out any of my past work, my Let's Plays, my stream archives, even my reviews, you can do so at peanutbutterdisaster.com. So until tomorrow, I'm Kira Kennedy, and thank you for watching.
Peanut butter disaster.